The world has never belonged to doubters. It has never been ruled by the quitters, the weak-willed, or the faint of heart. It has always bowed, reluctantly but inevitably, to the man or woman who refuses to bend, who refuses to surrender when the night is darkest, when the storms roar, when the critics laugh. History has proven one thing beyond all debate. Destiny is handed, not to the most talented, not to the most gifted, but to the most relentless. Think of Edison, burning through thousands of failed experiments before the light finally emerged. The world called him a fool, but he refused to quit, and in doing so, he changed the very rhythm of human life. Think of Abraham Lincoln, beaten down by failure after failure, loss after loss, heartbreak after heartbreak. Yet he refused to quit, and in the end he carved his name among the greatest leaders the world has ever seen. The world belongs to those who refuse to quit, because they're the only ones willing to wrestle with life until it yields. Life does not give up its treasures easily. It hides them behind walls of difficulty, tests of character, and seasons of suffering. And most people, when the weight becomes heavy, when the burden grows uncomfortable, when the dream demands too much, most people lay it down. But the few, the chosen, the unstoppable, they pick the weight back up. They walk forward while others retreat. They stand tall when others bow. And this is a difference between the forgotten and the remembered, between the ordinary and the legendary. It is not chance. It is not luck. It is not privilege. It is persistence. It is a refusal to quit when quitting would be easy, when quitting would make sense, when quitting would silence the pain. You must understand this. Your dream is not testing your skill. It is testing your spirit. It is not asking if you're talented enough. It is asking if you are relentless enough. Success will not ask if you had an easy path. It will ask if you had the courage to stay the course when the path grew impossible. And that is why the world belongs to those who refuse to quit, because they prove to life that nothing can break them, nothing can silence them, nothing can bend their will. Look closely at the giants of history. Andrew Carnegie arrived in America with nothing, no money, no privilege, no safety net. He worked in a factory 12 hours a day. But in his mind, he refused to quit on the vision of wealth, of empire, of greatness. While others accepted poverty as destiny, he declared that destiny was negotiable. And because he refused to quit, he built an empire that still echoes in our world today. Walt Disney faced rejection after rejection, bankruptcy, mockery, endless failures. Yet he never let go of his dream, a dream so powerful it outlived him, a dream that became a global symbol of imagination itself. He refused to quit, and the world eventually bowed to his vision. This is the eternal truth. The universe conspires to break the weak-willed, but it bends to the unbreakable. And if you would rise to the level of greatness, if you would step beyond mediocrity into the rare air of the extraordinary, you must decide here and now that quitting is not an option. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Every time you are knocked down, rise again. Every time you are ridiculed, turn the laughter into fuel. Every time you feel abandoned, betrayed, or defeated, declare that you will not yield. Because every step forward, no matter how small, no matter how painful, no matter how slow, is still a victory over the forces that want you to quit. The world belongs to those who refuse to quit, and it can belong to you. If only you dare to keep walking when others stop. If only you dare to keep believing when others give up. If only you dare to keep fighting when others surrender. Most people never realize how close they were to success. When they turn back, they stop digging just inches from the gold. They surrender at the edge of the breakthrough. They fold when the tide was about to turn in their favor. But the one who refuses to quit, the one who keeps striking the stone when nothing seems to happen, eventually discovers that persistence was the true key all along. Your mind is the battlefield. Your willpower is the weapon. And quitting is nothing more than the surrender of your own spirit. The truth is simple. Life is not punishing you. It is shaping you. Every obstacle, every delay, every rejection is not a signal to quit. It is a demand to grow stronger. You are not being denied. You are being prepared. And those who understand this never allow defeat to define them. They see failure not as a wall, but as a teacher. Think of Henry Ford. Before he created the automobile empire that changed civilization, he failed repeatedly. Factories collapsing, businesses failing, investors walking away. The world laughed at his obsession with building a car for the common man, but Ford refused to quit. He carried a vision so strong it could not be drowned by ridicule. And because he refused to quit, the world of transportation was reborn. The difference between those who achieve and those who fade into obscurity is not intelligence. It is endurance. It is the grit to face rejection 1,000 times and still rise on the 1,001st. It is the courage to keep believing when even your own family, your own friends, your own reflection begins to doubt. If you would have the world bend to your dream, you must carry an inner fire so unshakable that even the storms of life cannot put it out. That fire is not talent. That fire is not luck. That fire is decision. The decision that no matter what comes, you will not quit. Understand this. Clarity of vision fuels persistence. A man who knows why he fights can endure almost anyhow. A woman who has burned the vision of her future into her mind will walk through deserts, climb mountains, and crawl through fire if she must. But the one who has no vision, no definite purpose, no clear why, will quit at the first sign of difficulty. That is why Napoleon Hill wrote that definiteness of purpose is the starting point of all achievement. Without it, persistence has no foundation. With it, persistence becomes unbreakable. You must decide what it is you truly want. Not what you wish for, not what you occasionally dream about, but what you are willing to pay for with your sweat, your struggle, your sleepless nights. Because life will demand a price. Every dream worth having will demand that you sacrifice comfort, that you endure loneliness, that you embrace uncertainty. And only those who refuse to quit, when the price grows heavy, will taste the reward. History does not remember the ones who almost did it. It does not honor the ones who nearly finished. The statues are not carved for quitters. The books are not written about the ones who gave up. History bows only to those who stood tall, when it would have been easier to kneel. Consider this. Thomas Edison once said, "Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up." That statement echoes across centuries because it reveals a brutal truth. Most people quit just before victory. They give in to fatigue, to doubt, to fear, when in reality, the finish line was just ahead. You must promise yourself that you will not be that person. You will not abandon the treasure at the edge of discovery. You will not silence your dream when it begins to cry out for birth. You will not betray your own future by quitting on your present struggle. Yes, it will hurt. Yes, it will test you. Yes, it will feel at times as if the whole universe is conspiring against you. But the truth is that the universe is conspiring for you. It is forging you into someone worthy of the vision you carry. The resistance you feel is the weight that builds your strength. The setbacks you face are the teachers that sharpen your wisdom. The pain you endure is the proof that your dream is alive. Do not quit, because one day, when the dust settles, when the critics have gone silent, when the battle is finally won, you will look back and realize that the struggle was a gift, that the pain was the path, that the refusal to quit was the very thing that crowned you victorious. The refusal to quit begins with belief, not casual belief. Not the kind of belief that wavers when the winds blow. I'm talking about the kind of belief that becomes a marrow in your bones, the fire in your veins, the force that refuses to let you lay down your dream even when everything around you says it's impossible. Napoleon Hill called it faith. Not faith as a distant idea, but faith as a state of mind you train and discipline until it dominates your every thought. Faith is the ability to see the invisible when the visible gives you no reason to hope. Faith is the force that makes you move mountains, while others are still standing at the base wondering if climbing is worth it. Without belief, persistence collapses. Without belief, vision dies. A man without belief becomes a leaf in the wind, tossed from one doubt to the next, blown off course by every opinion, destroyed by the storms of uncertainty. But the one who believes, truly believes, becomes a pillar that cannot be moved. Look at Andrew Carnegie. When he spoke of his vision to create an empire of steel, most laughed. They said it was impossible. The cost was too high, the competition too fierce, the dream too grand. But Carnegie's belief was so absolute, so unwavering, that he infected others with it. His faith magnetized men of talent to his cause. And because he refused to quit, And because his belief refused to bend, his vision materialized into an empire that shaped the modern world. Belief is contagious. When you believe with conviction, others will doubt their doubts. They will begin to see what you see, to feel what you feel. But you must believe first. You must be the one who stands unshaken when everyone else trembles. Do not confuse belief with blind hope. Hope waits. Belief acts. Hope whispers that maybe things will get better. Belief shouts that things will bend to your will. Hope wants circumstances to change. Belief declares that you will change circumstances. That is why belief is the foundation of all achievement. Because without it, you will never have the strength to endure the trials, and with it, nothing can stop you. Think of Walt Disney. He carried a vision that no one else could see, a kingdom of imagination where families could escape the world and step into wonder. He faced rejection after rejection, bankers turning him away, critics mocking his dreams. He even lost the rights to his first creation. Most would have quit, but Disney's belief was unshakable. He lived in his vision long before the world did. He walked inside his dream until his dream became real. And because he believed when no one else did, the world eventually believed with him. What about you? Do you believe in your dream enough to be laughed at? Do you believe in it enough to be rejected 100 times? Do you believe in it enough to suffer the loneliness, the late nights, the empty pockets, the aching doubt, and still keep going? Because that is what it takes. The world belongs to those who refuse to quit. And you will refuse to quit only if you believe deeply enough that quitting is not even an option. Your vision is not a fantasy. It is a preview of what is possible if you refuse to abandon it. The images in your mind, the desires in your heart, they are not random accidents. They are glimpses of the life you are meant to live. But to claim them, you must nurture them with belief. You must water them with persistence. You must guard them with discipline. Close your eyes and see the life you want as if it is already here. Hear the sounds, feel the emotions, taste the victory. Let it be so vivid that it becomes more real than your current struggle. This is not daydreaming. This is mental creation. And all physical creation begins first in the mind. Edison saw the light before the bulb was born. The Wright brothers felt the wings of flight before their machines ever lifted off the ground. Every great invention, every empire, every triumph began as a vision held in unshakable belief. This is why the quitter never wins. Because the quitter lets doubt erase the vision. The quitter allows the dream to fade into smoke. But the one who refuses to quit keeps the vision alive until the world has no choice but to see it. Believe, even when no evidence exists. Believe, even when your circumstances scream against you. Believe, even when you stand alone. Because if you can carry that belief long enough, through enough nights, through enough storms, eventually belief becomes reality. And the world will bow, not because it wanted to, but because it had no choice. Belief is a spark, but discipline is a flame that keeps it alive. Desire without discipline burns out. Vision without discipline fades away. The dream that is not backed by daily action becomes nothing more than a wish whispered into the night. Discipline is the bridge between your vision and your victory. It is the proof that your belief is real. Anyone can say they want success, but few are willing to pay the daily price. Few are willing to rise before the sun, to labor when they are tired, to work when no one is watching. Discipline is the difference between the dreamer and the achiever. Look at the life of Henry Ford. His factories did not appear out of thin air. They were built brick by brick, decision by decision, day by day. While others rested, Ford refined. While others doubted, Ford executed. His discipline became the system that turned vision into empire. Discipline is not glamorous. It is not applause. It is not fireworks in the sky. It is a quiet repetition of effort when the excitement is gone. It is the ability to keep promises to yourself when no one would notice if you broke them. It is a sacred covenant between who you are and who you are becoming. Without discipline, you will quit when the novelty fades. You will quit when the obstacles multiply. You will quit when the path grows lonely. But with discipline, quitting is impossible because your habits will carry you even when your emotions falter. And beyond discipline lies resilience. Because even the discipline will be struck down, Even the relentless will be knocked to their knees. Life does not spare the strong. It tests them harder. The storms do not avoid the faithful. They beat them with greater force. But resilience is the ability to rise again, to absorb the blow and keep walking. Think of Abraham Lincoln once more. His life was a symphony of failures, lost elections, failed businesses, personal tragedies. Yet resilience carried him. He refused to let his story end in defeat. And because he did not quit, he rose to the highest office in the land and forever altered the course of a nation. Resilience is not resistance to pain. It is mastery of it. It is a decision that no wound, no betrayal, no loss will stop you. You may bleed, but you will not surrender. You may stumble, but you will not fall forever. The world belongs to those who refuse to quit, and resilience is the armor that makes quitting impossible. And so we return to the eternal law of greatness. The world gives itself only to persistent, the disciplined, the resilient. Talent will fail without discipline. Intelligence will falter without persistence. But the soul that refuses to quit, armed with belief, disciplined by daily effort, strengthened by resilience, will conquer all. The truth is that life will test you until you prove you cannot be broken. It will strip away your comforts. It will silence your cheerleaders. It will laugh in your face. It will ask, do you really want this? Are you truly committed? Will you endure, even here, even now? And your answer must be yes. Again and again and again. Because in the end, success is not about what you achieve. It is about who you become in the process. The wealth, the recognition, the victory are merely symbols. The true reward is a transformation of your character, the forging of your will, the birth of the unbreakable within you. One day, when you stand on the mountaintop of your dream, you will look back at the valleys, the storms, the nights of despair, and you will realize something astonishing. Those are the very fires that made you worthy of the summit. Without them, you could not have carried the crown. Without them, you would not have been strong enough to hold the victory. So hear this truth and let it sink into your bones. The world belongs to those who refuse to quit. It belongs to the man who walks forward when his legs tremble. It belongs to the woman who keeps fighting when her heart aches. It belongs to those who take one more step, one more breath, one more swing, no matter how heavy the burden, no matter how impossible the odds. Do not surrender. Do not turn back. Do not betray your destiny. For every second you persist, the universe bends closer to your will. And if you refuse to quit, if you dare to hold a vision, to discipline your life, to rise each time you fall, then nothing, no force on earth, no storm, no critic, no circumstance will be able to stop you. The world belongs to those who refuse to quit. And the question right now is simple. Will you be one of them?